guys, and welcome to a new reading vlog. It is the start of Summerween. It's a little bit later in the day than I wanted to get the readathon started, or this vlog started for the readathon, but I technically have kind of sort of started the readathon at least a couple of days early. I am reading The Heiress by Rachel Hawkins. I'm reading this as an ebook through Libby. I am enjoying it pretty well. I'm like about halfway through. I'm not entirely too sure what prompts. As of right now, it will fit. Excuse me, coffee's trying to come up. But I am enjoying it, like I said. It's my second, I think it's my second Rachel Hawkins. At least my second thriller of hers. Because I read The Wife Upstairs, I believe that's the, but is it like Jane Eyre retelling? One of the Austen books is a kind of a retelling of that. And I think there was one of her YA books that I read like years ago. I just can't remember off the top of my head what it was, but I'm enjoying it. Definitely it's a thriller that has to do with like a whole like generational kind of mystery behind it. This one guy has inherited a fortune from his adopted mother who had passed away, who led an interesting life, and it kind of incorporates his point of view and his wife's point of view, along with like newspaper inserts and letters from her, of her explaining kind of the major details of her life, kind of thing. I think when I read it last night, I got to around 49-50% of it whenever I was working on my scrap yarn blanket. But and the other book I'm reading physically is The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. This had been on everybody's TBR like the last couple of years, it seemed like. I originally heard it from the from Books and Lala, when she had it as a book club pick for her literally dead book club. But I'm just now getting around to picking it up. This is set at a summer camp when a camper goes missing, and it kind of goes through there. And this whole camp kind of has it almost has a kind of standard like horror movie kind of trope that's set at a summer camp, and there was introduced to like a character who could possibly be the like serial killer at this point, but we haven't gotten too much in regards to that. It's just mostly talking about the characters and the backstory of those books, or in this book. Sorry, I'm feeling out of breath. The baby is making me congested today, so it's hard for me to breathe. But it is the 5th. I am looking a little bit disheveled because I've only been up for about like an hour and a half. We had like a late start to the day, and Jordan and I had some heart-to-heart talking for a good bit too, while over coffee. So that's one reason why I didn't really start right away. But I am currently trying to catch back up with my bullet journal because I neglected it yesterday. Yesterday was the 4th. We didn't do anything yesterday for the holidays, but our neighborhood is hosting their annual fireworks show today. Jordan just left to go help prepare for that, so we're going to be doing that later today, and his mom and his brother are supposed to be coming over as well. So I don't know how much talking clips I'm going to be doing today, but you'll probably see a bunch of clips later on from the fireworks display later. I'm going to try to be more present and watch the show, and maybe only have a couple of clips to insert this time. But it seems like I always end up getting stuck taking a lot of pictures. But I am not bringing my DSLR because I'm not going to have myself as a designated photographer for this. Because I just don't have it in me to run around this year, especially in the heat. So I am going to pop up a replay of Tiara sprints because I did miss them yesterday. I was kind of like not really much online yesterday, just kind of taking it easy and see what I can get up to for this readathon, because I do really enjoy this readathon, and I think really this year is the first time I'm leaning more towards the thriller, mystery, and horror genre for it. I kind of just plug things in that I was reading at the time for it as well. But if I do finish these 2 books, or at least the physical book, I am hoping to reread What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher, as I picked this up from Barnes & Noble last month when I was over there with a friend of mine. So I really enjoyed it when I first read it. T. Kingfisher is becoming one of my favorite authors. I feel, even though I've only read a couple of her books, her writing is really lyrical, so I really enjoy it. So that's a tentative TBR for that. But I need to go shoo a cat from chewing on string, and I will talk to you later. Hey guys, I just wanted to do a quick update. It's been a couple hours since my last clip, but I actually gotten quite a bit of cleaning done. More than I got reading done. But I am on page 106 in The God of the Woods. I'm still enjoying it. I feel like it did kind of slow down a little bit, but that could just be because I was also kind of tired after all the cleaning that I done. But I am switching to watching some YouTube videos right now before the festivities kicked off. They actually just started, but yeah, I don't want to be there the entire time that the whole event's going on, because it's hot here in our neck of the woods of Florida. I don't want to be here any longer than I have to, and ice cream truck is just going by, being slightly distracting. But I got my patriotic makeup done, just my eyeshadow. That's all I really felt like doing. Just slapped on a few colors and that's about it. I am waiting for my in-laws to get here because they're supposed to be here soon, but I did get my new Kindle in, so it's got all the stickers on the back, and unfortunately it does not fit my Kindle case, so I had to order a new Kindle case, and for 50 bucks, it's not bad. I didn't realize with the newer generation Kindle, like standard Kindles, that it's backlit now. So I'm happy about that, so I can read in the dark now before bed. But yeah, and it's got some scratches on the screen, but can't complain too much considering it was 50 bucks. So far so good. I had to detangle some yarn earlier too, so I spent a good amount of time doing that. If you hear noise in the background, that's the washer and dryer going. I'm trying to still get some more chores done while I have the motivation. But now it is nap time for all the kitties, it seems like, and I might venture down or have Jordan take me down to the neighbors to see about getting some food stuff, because I'm getting hungry again, but I'm not too sure what I want to do. I'm probably going to get back to knitting for a little bit. I started a pair of baby socks yesterday for Stoic, our little one that is due in December. So I just some standard like broken rib socks, some leftover yarn from another project. So I'm probably going to do that while I watch some YouTube and just try to chill out before having to go be social with in-person people. So I will hopefully check in with you guys a little later. Okay, I don't know how well this angle is going to work, but good morning. It is Sunday. It's about 8 o'clock. It's a little earlier than I anticipated waking up this morning after last night's festivities. You will see a few of the shots that I got. I didn't get a whole lot this year because I wanted to more like watch the show. And then I also had a 5-year-old in my lap. Our friend's son ended up getting tired, like I think about halfway through the show. So he climbed into my lap and then curled up and fell asleep. So I was the designated chair for him. So I wasn't complaining too much. He's super sweet. But yeah, the baby didn't seem to really care for fireworks too much. He seemed to kind of like get down lower to get away from the sounds. But hold on one second. Sorry, that was Jordan calling. He run into the gas station super quick. But yeah, I'm also making me a cup of coffee now. My voice was going out when I was on the phone with him. I don't know what the deal is with that, but I didn't get any more reading done last night because of being out. Everything ended around like 10:30. Since Jordan was helping out, I like waited with him while his brother and his mom headed to the house a bit earlier, and just kind of stayed maybe about 15 minutes after, just chatting with some of the neighbors. Especially the ones that were like hosting the whole thing. They're a good family friend of Jordan's. He grew up with them. So yeah, after that came back here, chatted with his mom and his brother until about like midnight, a little after midnight, and then we all went to bed. And they just left like maybe 15 minutes ago, or actually 20 minutes ago now. So they have some cats they need to be in, and I stood outside to see them off, and now I got a bug bite in the back of my leg. But yeah, I didn't get any reading done. I got a little bit of knitting done on a sock for Stoic, making some baby socks. I got the heel like turns or like wraps, heel wraps for the heel done. For the short, because I do a short row heel kind of thing for socks a lot of the time. So I got that done, but once it started getting too dark, I'm like, I can't see what I'm doing to be able to pick up these stitches when I knit back to them. So doing that was out of the question. But for today, I don't know what I'm going to really be doing that much, honestly. I know a couple of my friends are streaming today. Alicia streams at 11, and Allie does kind of around the same time, or maybe a little bit earlier if she does it today. Let me check her schedule. Yeah, she's doing some co-working today. So, either way, I'll be in one of those, whatever my devices allow me to, and try to get some more reading done. I might start with more God of the Woods again, since that one is well, they're both library books, but I realize that the Heiress is now on Kindle, so whenever that does get returned, I can just go on Kindle Unlimited and borrow it that way. So, but yeah, I think I'm probably gonna read a little bit of the God of the Woods. Maybe watch some YouTube videos beforehand, before the sprint start, just so I can kind of work on some of my other projects, and then we'll see. I am gonna go, once this is finished, I'm gonna enjoy my coffee and have a restful last day off, so I go back to work in the morning after a long weekend. So I will chat with you guys later. Hopefully you guys will stay put there and excuse the background noise of Jordan playing a video game. I wanted to do a quick update. I've been pretty much spending my time on the couch today, being a total couch potato. But I did get to 63% in The Heiress by Rachel Hawkins. There was a fun call out to the town of one of the, like, for one of the main characters who claimed that she's from, but the author also proceeded to say the town that she's from and like the trailer park name, but then turns around and says that it's near Tallahassee. And if any of you guys know me and where I am currently, it's nowhere near Tallahassee. So it's all said within like the same chapter too. I'm like, this author really doesn't know the geography for Florida, does she? But that was just a passing thought it was kind of amusing. But I got to, in The God of the Woods, page 161. I think I'm in Act 3 now. Let's see. I don't think I got very far into it, but who knows. Let's see. Yeah, Act 3, When Lost, is where I am currently. I think I'm like 20-something% the way into it currently. I'm still enjoying it. I still kind of think my choice of the like books for like this to read simultaneously is kind of making me confused a little bit, because this is set in the Adirondacks, I believe that's how you pronounce it. And I think lower New York area type of thing, set at a campsite in the woods. Has to do with a bunch of rich people who own the preserve and like the whole camp thing. It follows a group of them, while the heiress is dealing with it's slightly farther down. It's in Carolina in the Blue Ridge Mountains, but dealing with rich people and money and all that stuff, and it has some hints back to the nature and stuff of it. So I have to really kind of disconnect my brain from the two to try to like make sure I'm not confusing myself in regards to like the plot. But overall, I think I may be enjoying, I don't know, I'm enjoying them both pretty well. I enjoyed the different types of kind of media that's in the Heiress, with the letters, newspaper articles, and like the two different point of views of the main characters. I'm enjoying that, but I'm also enjoying the build up of The God in the Woods, even though there are quite a few characters that you are seeing points of view from. So it is getting a little kind of confusing to kind of juggle who is who in all this, especially when like the main character who ends up disappearing, you don't ever get her point of view, you just get people's experiences around her. So I'm still I'm leaning more of, I would say, like 3 with The God in the Woods right now. It's keeping my interest, but I'm not like super wowed by it. Now that I'm really talking it, I might actually give it like a 3.5 at this point, because the descriptions of like the surrounding area is really good. I can actually picture the settings and like the way that the characters are described in the book really well. Same thing with the Heiress. I would say that it's around like 3.5 stars as well. Just based on descriptions and like the pacing of the book and the way that the writing is, I'm finding it easy to follow. The pacing in The God in the Woods takes me a little while to fall into, but I feel like I find myself not wanting to put the book down all that much. So, but that's just my rundown here. I am going to take a break from reading for a bit. I have the remaining of Allie's streams up there, because I caught the last hour, or her last sprint, which was like 50 minutes, to read a bit of The Heiress, and spent most of the time reading God of the Woods and Alicia's sprints. So I am just watching the last bit of her stream and probably will switch to watching some YouTube videos and working on one of my other like projects. I'm actually think I'm gonna be finishing up this blanket too, because I think I kind of got it to the size that I want it to be, so I'll probably just bind off of it here soon and then finally have this done and try to find like another scrap yarn project to start, because that's just kind of what I'm in the mood for lately. But yeah, it is currently raining. Like, it's coming down pretty hard, and it's making me kind of sleepy, so I want to do some crafting and stuff, but I also just kind of want to curl up and take a nap. But, well, it's only 4 o'clock, so it's not too late. But I feel like I want to squeeze in to get more stuff done before I have to go back to work tomorrow, and things may end up slowing down for me. So, and I might debating whether or not if I want to go to knit night tomorrow or not, considering that there's one. I got so annoyed last week with one particular person who just would not stop talking. And I understand, this is just a side tangent and kind of a rant. I understand that people can be lonely and feel a lot of the time just talking to try to feel like they need to catch up with people. But when you are going to a group pretty much every single week, you do not need to monopolize the conversation and make it all about you and insert yourself in conversations where you're not wanted or you're not even being directly talked to. You don't need to insert yourself into that. That's just me. It's a pet peeve of mine. And it just got to the point last week that I was, in the words of from my favorite murder, I was about to fuck politeness and just tell her off. And especially when it comes to unsolicited stories, pregnancy stories and advice that she was giving me, I actually at one point told her that I do not want to hear this, but she continues to talk about it. I'm still fuming about this. It's like, when someone says that they don't want to hear it, they mean they don't want to hear it, so stop talking about something. Yeah. Anyways. I am debating whether or not if I want to listen to a bit of the Three Musketeers later on. I think my friend Shay is streaming tonight, but I think she tends to do sprints on Sunday nights. So I don't know if I'll pop her up on my Chromebook and then listen to Three Musketeers and cross stitch. I might do that later tonight whenever I think she starts in like an hour or two, so I'll probably watch some YouTube, and when she pops up, switch over to that. So, I wonder if I can get Twitch up on the Xbox, actually. I don't know. We'll see what I want to do. I'm going to stop rambling now and get back to whatever I was decided to plan on doing. You guys, it is Monday now. Jordan and I had a bit of a late start than we usually like to during the weekdays when we both have to work. Got up around like 6:30, so he was rushing around trying to get out because he was late. So far this morning I got dressed, fed the cats and the chickens because they were pretty much out of food. Gave them some blueberries while I was out there too. I didn't have my phone with me to get a clip of them doing their thing, but there's really not much that I have going on this morning. Just trying to like still wake up and gather my stuff for work because I am leaving in about like 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes. So I need to fill up my water and start actually pick up Harry's food so Bravo doesn't eat all of it. And all that jazz. I'm feeling a little winded at the moment, and I went outside right after I got dressed, so I had pants on to like go check the chicken's food, so the grass, the long grass and stuff didn't cut off, because there are some thorns around the chicken coop, so I wanted to wait until I had some like jeans on or some pants on. I'm kind of regretting that decision because like the bottom like part of like from my calf down is soaked from morning dew, and I hate the like wet jean feeling, so I'm hoping that it dries quickly today. But yeah, I haven't had breakfast yet. I'm debating on stopping somewhere on my way in to pick up breakfast. Taking maybe Burger King for a chicken and biscuit. I'm not too sure. And then I kind of like, I'm in between either Taco Bell or Burger King, but I'm thinking Burger King may be my best bet, honestly. So I'm going to go fill up my water and start heading out. And hopefully I can remember to take a clip later on today if I do go to knit night and show you some of the progress that I've been doing on my cardigan. Hey guys, I wanted to do an update because I was terrible and didn't actually get a clip of what I was working on at knit night, so I just wanted to kind of show my progress on my one cardigan. I'm currently on the second sleeve, so and I got one. Phone's going off. Un momento, no copyright. Okay, but I got one increase repeat done from like where this cat is up at like almost 2 inches of work done on it, so not too bad. I also did an update last night. I did listen to Three Musketeers for a couple of hours during chase sprints and got some cross stitch done. I'll have my progress of my cross stitch in the thumbnail for this video. I'm not about to like reach over behind you guys to dig that out right now, but I did get some more reading done last night. But one of my friends from knit group, he made me baby a little fox, and all the clothes are knitted too, and they come off. Look how cute this is. When you have friends who are talented crafters, it's amazing what they can whip up for little ones. I am so happy with this. Thank you again, Corey. I don't know if you would be watching this or not, but I love him, and I'm sure he will love him as well. But yeah, I'm just going to sit here and stare at him, or him stare at me for a bit. But I am feeling a bit better now. I was iffy about going to the group or not because of one particular person, but I was sat away from her. She wasn't super chatty today, so I kind of mellowed out a bit. But it's also a busy day at work, so my brain's kind of mushy. So I don't know how much I'll actually do crafting-wise. Out of breath. I'm going to go change into PJs and get comfy. I did get a tiny bit red in the Eris today, but not a whole lot. It was before I got busy. So I might just read a little bit of The God in the Woods since I haven't touched that yet today. Or, yeah, I might do that. Or I might just watch some YouTube. Who knows? I'm very indecisive nowadays. So it's like I'm in the mood to read, but then again, I'm kind of in the mood to like work on my other projects that require a little bit more attention. So, who knows? Mocha's yelling now. But I will check in with either some B-roll or check in with you guys tomorrow and to let you know what I have gotten up to for the rest of the night. Good morning, guys. Sorry, I'm kind of a bit irritated with this camera because it keeps doing the stupid switching settings on me and wouldn't let me record. But good morning. I had just finished up my daily like bullet journal entry. We got up a bit earlier than we did yesterday, but not too much earlier, and I just caught the like first part of Kim's sprints. But I'm about to head out for work. I did get a little bit read in The God of the Woods yesterday, maybe about like 10-15 pages, not a whole lot to really go on about, but I did decide to like do some reading instead of some crafting and stuff. So, but for this afternoon, I don't really have anything planned other than popping on maybe my friend Dylan's stream, because he's streaming Dead by Daylight on Tuesdays now instead of Allie. So I'll probably have his stream on in the background and maybe get some more reading done. I'll just have to see what I feel up to once I get home from work and how my brain is feeling. But I'm going to hop off here and talk to you guys later. Good morning, guys. It's Wednesday now. Last night I got a bit of knitting done on a pair of socks that are a gift, and I finished reading The Heiress by Rachel Hawkins. I am pretty sure I'm going to give it a 3.5 stars. I haven't rated it anywhere yet, and I actually haven't looked at to see like what prompts that it would fit for Summerween just yet. Let's see. I read the book at night, so it fits for that. It's a thriller. And let's see. Yeah, it fits the first 2 prompts. It does not. Yeah, it's not. It doesn't have a sky on the cover. The cover's just, I think, like wallpaper. But yeah, I enjoyed that. I don't know what I'm gonna pick up for my next ebook read, but I'm still reading like Out of the Woods. I haven't read any of that yesterday because I just wanted to finish The Heiress since I was at like 90% by the time I got home. So I just wanted to finish that up, and the ending was pretty good. I wasn't wowed for sure, so it's definitely just going to get like a 3.5 star. There was definitely a lot of sections that I was like, the author really didn't think that through, kind of thing, and I did like the way it like back and forth. I didn't exactly know who did what, so I can give her that much for it. So I think 3.5 is a good thing for this book. It was on my spreadsheet for the releases that I was excited for, like back in a couple of years ago. I still have an ongoing list. So my goal, one of my goals is when I make my TBR is try to like at least get a release that's on that spreadsheet on my TBR so I can finally read them. But at least I finally got that done. I will let you know whatever I pick for the my next read. Since What Moves the Dead is a physical read and I need a ebook, I don't know quite yet what I'm going to choose. I might see, I don't know, I might do the Tiny Terrors book club pick or one of the book club picks because I have sorrowfully neglected that. Every time I go to try to, I add them to my TBR and just never get around to them, even though they're supposed to be short books. We'll see if I can get to this one this month and then try to catch up with the other ones later on. But I'll have to see if I can get a hold of that book. I'm honestly, the title is blanking on me as of right now, so whenever I find that out, I'll let you know. Good Thursday morning, you guys. I just wanted to do a quick update. I had started reading The Same Deep Water as You by Chad Lesnick. I'm probably butchering the last name. I'll have a picture on the screen. It is a Kindle Unlimited book. It is the book for the Tiny Terrors book club that Allie with Allie hosts on her Discord. This is the first one I'm actually able to get to for the month, and I am not entirely too sure how I feel about it. Granted, it is just a novella, so I am just kind of reading it when I have time during at work, so we'll see how I feel about it. I think I'm maybe 10% into it. I honestly don't remember at this point. But when I got home last night, I did read some comic books since I finished The Heiress. I read Overkill #1. It is a mashup of Witchblade, Aliens, Predator, and The Darkness by, I believe, the main contributor on that is Paul Jenkins, I believe. So far, it's pretty interesting. Definitely lots of fighting. Every aspect has been introduced in it so far. I do have #2. I think there may be 3 in total. I know I have at least 2. So I bought them from the mini Comic Con that was going on in our county. It was one that I just bought in March. So I enjoyed it. I gave it 3 stars. It fit for the like reading at dark and I think read a thriller. So I would consider it like a horror thriller because of the genre that the movies and shows are typically in. Let me get my handy dandy notebook out here as I've written it down. You can hear coughing. Poor Bravo's coughing up the fit again. Yeah, I have had it for read a book in the dark or at night, read a horror or thriller book. So, got that going. And I just started Act 4 in The God of the Woods. I probably won't end up finishing this for the, like, in time to finish it for the readathon. But I am enjoying it. I'm on page 198. So, it is pretty atmospheric. I enjoy books like that, so I don't mind taking a little bit longer with them. That way I'm not feel like I'm missing anything. The pace is not, I would say it's medium pace. It goes fast for me in some sections, and then it kind of slows down a little bit. So I just kind of like average it out as a medium. But yeah, for today, I just have work. And I believe Allie may be hosting some reading sprints today for Scallywagathon. I'm not sure, but she does have her 24-hour reading sprints going on this Saturday, which is going to be the last day of Summerween. And I'm not sure, I'll probably end up extending. I will probably extend this reading vlog by like an extra day to include her 24-hour readathon. It's for the Scallywagathon, and I'm also reading for that and the Comic Con readathon. So I'm planning on trying to get a lot of reading done during that, and possibly doing what I did for her last 24 hours and just trying to stay up as long as I can. We will see, because now we have the instance of me being pregnant, so. And I tend to go to bed a little bit around between like 8:30 and 9 o'clock usually, so we will see. I have a cat just scratching at the water bowl that he knows he's not supposed to be doing, so I'm going to go shoo him away, and hopefully you'll see some B-roll later. Friday, you guys. I had gotten a bit of reading done yesterday that I wanted to update you on. I finished reading The Same Deep Water as You by Chuck Lesnick. I'm probably still butchering that. I gave it 2.5 stars. The pacing and the writing style was fine. I enjoyed it. I didn't feel the urge to put it down at any point in time. But what really got it like dinged down for me was the fact that it didn't feel like a horror. Even though it's supposed to be labeled as a horror, it did not feel like that. It just felt like everyday life that we have to deal with, unfortunately. Because it deals with rape, suicide, I'm trying to think, drugs, like lost love, things like that, like stalkers, all that kind of stuff. Everyday stuff that does happen, which is unfortunate, like things that are bad that happen, but I wouldn't really classify it strictly as horror. If it's like when I hear horror, I think of the stereotypical horror movies, like Saw, House of a Thousand Corpses, like the kind of gimmicky type of stuff, like slasher type of stuff. At least in my mind, that's what I was like preparing myself going in for, not just reading about a kid just going to different skate parks with his friends and encountering these things that happen. to him and his group of friends, that which are unfortunate, but I just didn't feel like had any type of like scariness to it. So I don't know. I'm not too sure if I'm being super clear on it, but literally my review across the board was that was it. It felt like I was waiting for something else to happen, and with it being a novella, it feels like it needed a little bit more to justify with it being as short as it was. Well, I wouldn't say justify. I don't know. It felt like I just needed a little bit more from it. So I think it was like 82 pages or something like that. And I read it using Kindle Unlimited. I'm just not, still not sure. I'm not, at least I have more of a reaction than just, it's alright. Kind of how I've been like the past year when it comes to books, honestly. So I give it credit for that. But with it being 2.5 stars, it's not a good, happy feeling about the book, but at least I actually have more emotions behind it. I didn't end up reading a comic book last night since I finished that one, but I probably will tonight. But I did get to 212 pages in The God of the Woods. I think I am about halfway through the book now. Not too much has happened. It's a whole lot of more of world building and then talking about the kids that have disappeared. I think it looks like I'm not too far off from Act 5. So I'm going to do more reading of that later tonight and probably like grab a either a graphic novel or a comic book off the pile and read that as kind of a palate cleanser in between. But other than doing some reading, me and Jordan, we watched a couple episodes of Bones last night while we had dinner, and I worked on my cardigan that I usually work on during knit night. I got at least another pattern repeat or increase repeat done for the second sleeve, so I got some work done on that. But overall, excuse me, my voice is going now. One moment, I had to do a coffee break. But for today, I believe it's going to be a bit more busier for me today because I'm also watching a coworker's file, so I have like 7 files to take care of. I know I have to do one call for one of her files today in the afternoon to get the ball really rolling for that one, but it's going to be a whole lot of trying to like wait and see, and I'll have to pester some people for some stuff to make sure that they get moving. But overall, hopefully it won't be too bad because yesterday was relatively slow as I was just in the waiting period for a lot of stuff. But for this afternoon, I am not sure what I'll actually be doing because I've been pretty tired by the time I got home the last few days because I've been kind of mentally drained a little bit, if not gonna lie. So that's why I haven't, to me, it doesn't seem like I'm getting a whole lot of reading done as much as I would like to on some stuff. But actually, I do need to figure out, because I haven't listed what in the same deep water as you is what prompts it would fit. It would be for read a horror and read a novella. So at least I got a couple of prompts for that. I'll have to update my reading journal later on that. But I'm trying to see. I know Allie is supposed to do her 24-hour live tomorrow. Let's see. Let me see her calendar. I think she's supposed to have a replay tonight for some co-working stuff. So depending on if no one else like on YouTube or anything is doing any co-working, I might just play that to get some reading done in the background. But overall, I don't think we really have anything planned. So I just do some reading and crafting and see what that leads up to. I haven't played some video games in a while, so I thought about playing Baldur's Gate the other day, so I'm that may be something I do this weekend. I'm not sure. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go watch some YouTube and work in my bullet journal this morning before I have to actually no, I have to go get dressed before I do any of that, because I almost forgot my one alarm did go off when Jordan was leaving. So I will I'll go and do that and catch up with you later. Hey guys, it is almost 8 o'clock. Wow. Okay. I wanted to do a quick update. I did start reading The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones today as my ebook. I think about 20% of the way through it currently. I'm not too sure how I feel about the writing style, to be honest. I'm finding it kind of hard to follow. And I was kind of confused about the whole ghost elk type of thing. I'm starting to slowly get into like the plot a little bit more, but the writing style is still throwing me off quite a bit. So, I'm feeling kind of bummed that I'm not vibing with it all that well. But when I got home, I read Overkill #2. It's right behind you, and I'm kind of afraid of grabbing it and knocking you guys. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah. Don't know how well you can see it because of the light, but Overkill #2. There's only 2 in this like run apparently, so I completed that. Gave it 3.5 stars. Thought it was pretty funny. It probably could have been another issue or 2 longer, honestly, because it just felt like it was kind of rushed and wrapped up too quickly. So 3.5 stars it is for that. Then me and Jordan went out to eat at one restaurant that's nearby because I really was wanting their fried shrimp and hand-cut fries. So I scarfed all of that down. I was hungrier than I thought I was going to be. So I am feeling kind of in a food coma at the moment, so kind of going back and forth if I want to call it an early night or not, or like take a nap. And I also read a couple of chapters in The God of the Woods so far while I'm waiting for my computer to kind of hurry up with whatever it's doing. My Chromebook is just slow to do anything nowadays. So I'm just updating my spreadsheets and stuff with Overkill, and I'll probably try to get some more reading done in The God of the Woods, and maybe do some knitting. I'm not entirely too sure. As of right now, I'm feeling pretty tired, so I might call it an early night. But we will see. Yeah. Yeah, the only thing I have planned for tomorrow really is just Allie's 24-hour reading sprints for Scallywagathon. So I'm going to try to get as much reading done as I can within that, and whatever we end up getting up to, we get it up to, but we really don't have anything planned because of last Saturday being kind of busy. So, and I really don't want to go anywhere if I don't have to, because I just really don't want to go anywhere. But anyways, I'm going to update my Witchathon spreadsheet. Currently watching a restream of Allie's to have that going for Max Ads Day, and yeah, it's pretty. Maybe call it an early night. We'll see how I feel later. Hey guys, it is, let's see, 3:47 currently. I have been pretty much spending the majority of the time reading. I did take like a cat nap and during one of Allie's sprints, so was getting pretty tired, but I am on page 346 in Act 6 of The God in the Wood. I think I have maybe about like 20 or 30 pages until the last act, and once I get to the last act, I might probably take a shower or get up to do something else. Take a small break from reading. But I did pick up my knitting. I'm working on another scrap yarn project, but this time I'm working on a shawl. So I have that going on while I knit. So, why must you bother me, ma'am? I am talking here. Cats, man. They're about as bad as kids when you're on the phone. Anyways. But yeah, I don't know if I'll switch to a different book by the time I get to Act 7. That would be the last act, and I don't know, maybe about like, not a little over 100 pages left in the book, so we will see how I feel once I get to Act 7 and all that jazz. So, have ambiance music playing in the background, I just realized that. So, but yeah, probably can't really see me now because the light's behind me, but oh well. And that's better light for my book anyways. I don't know, Jordan's getting a little restless being inside, so I don't know if he wants to go and do something here soon. If we do, I'll let you know, but really the only thing I have planned other than the reading is maybe just a shower. It's starting to feel a little icky, so. But yeah, reading is going, like, the book is going well so far. It's definitely, I feel like it is getting a little bit drawn out towards the end. Like, I can tell, like, they're starting getting to the wrap up of everything. But I feel like it's just been drawn out a little too much. And that doesn't help with as many characters as being, like, thrown in, like, points of views. But overall, I am enjoying the book. I'm still sitting around, like, a 3.5 star for me, to be honest. Because of the fact that it's dragging a bit, so. But I will update you guys later on with how far I get into it and how I'm feeling around Act 7. Hey guys, I just wanted to do an update because I did pass, or get into the 7th part or act or whatever these things are called. I am super close to being finished, but I do need to take a shower. But it's starting to get good. There's a lot of twists and turns at the last bit that I wasn't anticipating it. It feels like we're starting to get a lot of loose ends tied up, so I'm enjoying it. But I just wanted to do a quick update. I'm gonna go take a shower now. Good morning. It is the end of the readathon, or the day after the end of the readathon, and I stayed up until about almost midnight trying to finish The God of the Woods, which I ended up doing, and watching Allie's 24 hours. But I didn't update my reading journal with The God of the Woods just yet, but I can do that with you guys now. Let's see. I read it in the dark, or at night. I read it at night, so I can go for that. I would say it's more of a mystery than it is a thriller, so it wouldn't fit number 2. A book with a sky on the cover. The book's in the other room, but I think it does have like at least patches of the sky on the cover, so I'm just gonna put it for that. And that's about it for that. So for the readathon in general, for read a book in the dark or at night, I read 3 books for that. Read a horror or thriller book, I read 4 for those. 3, read a book with the sky on the cover, 1. 4, read a book you've owned for more than a year. I didn't read anything for that. And 5, read a novella, manga, or listen to a spooky audiobook. I read 1 for that. So altogether I read, let's see, 1, 2, 3, I read 4 books in this week-long readathon altogether, so I'm pretty pleased with that. I did start The Only Good Indians. I'm only like 20% of the way through that, so I'm not going to bother counting it for this readathon. So it'll just be one I'll just continually read when I have a moment. But I really enjoyed participating in this year. I feel like I did a really good job with actually sticking with what the theme of the readathon was supposed to be for this year, so I'm happy with that. And I did get quite a bit of reading done yesterday just to like finish up that book, so, and it's ready to go back by its due date for Tuesday, back to the library, so I'm happy about that. So let me know in the comments below what you guys have read for this readathon, if you participated in it. And I am excited for, I know she does Winterween, so I'm excited to see how that I'll do for that if she does it for this year. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for joining. If you like this video, like it and subscribe to keep up to date with any new videos that come out with in the future. Until then, you guys, bye. And the only vision